The main thing that I remember from the original version that we have to today's stereo remaster is the original version. Some of the sounds, there were so many sounds happening at once that even with any compression or how we handled the reverbs or the different layers of the sounds, how we handled the different tonalities, it still sounded like a wall, a glob wall of sound. But we wanted that to represent the powerfulness of that building and what its intent was and what the purpose of being there was. So it was really hard, it was very difficult in mixing the original one to separate those sounds enough so you could hear everything clearly. Now with the new remastered version, you can actually hear the separateness of the sounds. So the original recordings, we were able to portray that to the best of our abilities with the audio in the mixes based on, again, the technology at the time. But this new one, it really does
so
bring
it. The definition is so
very clear.
And the resolution is
absolutely
so improved.
We were able to really clarify, so you don't hear just a glob of many different sounds. You hear all of them, but you can separate them out. So you know what they are. They're bells, they're, the flute sound, the drums, everything is in there, the marching sound, the orchestration sounds, very clearly defined. So it makes
And the same thing is true in terms of the Atmos mix of the moving around the room is so much more refined, and there are so many different sources of sound.
But that was the main thing, I think, from the original to this newer version. We were able to hear everything a lot clearer in terms of with the dBs and the separation of the
And you could even separate them among the in the sonic field.
In the mix, it was great. So it was really something to be able to do that.
And likewise, each track on the album has always, each one has their own story and their own journey, their individual aspects of our journey. And the bringing it to life in this way conveys that story more cohesively, which is what we're discussing.
Each one was challenging, you're right. Because of that. And
so from a technical aspect, having the two to compare, it's just a remarkable difference, remarkable.
20 years ago, that was an incredible release.
Right.
But now, you hear even more. I think it gives this release with the remaster, it gives a much deeper experience in terms of the audio itself, a much richer, it's more enriched because we were able to accomplish it this time, and we couldn't do all of that back then, so it's very exciting.
That's probably the biggest point, is that, we would have, this is what we had in mind, and
absolutely,
it's lovely for it to finally fruit to its full potential.
From the beginning, that's what we always wanted to achieve.